Good evening, everyone. This is Chris Mitchell, Iron Pony Life. This is podcast number 12. And co-host,
Tracy.
Tracy's in the house.
Push past all the pain that you're going through. It won't last if you move how you want to move. How you lost in the work that you got to do to be
How's it going, Tracy?
Going good, man. How you doing?
Going great.
How's vacation?
Vacation is going well.
Doing a lot of stuff?
Nothing. I'm enjoying life.
Best vacations ever, man, right there. That's what I'm talking about.
I'll tell you, man. I mean, you can't beat a good vacation when you stay home. You know, you got no bills. You don't have to worry about it. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait, you got bills? You got an Indian motorcycle you got to pay for.
Well, yeah. I'm talking about bills like going to charging your condominium in Florida.
Oh, that kind of deal. Yeah. Like a vacation bill. Yeah, I got you.
And you're driving, gasoline, all the prices, that good stuff.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Bills,
that makes sense.
No bills,
Right.
It's not going to cost me nothing.
Right.
But I might buy like a shed to put in the back of the house so I can get some stuff out of the garage though. That might cost me some money. That's basically the cost of a vacation. So.
Right. It's true.
Yeah. But how's everything going? Good,
man. Good. I did a little riding on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Got the Royal Enfield out for a little bit. It's actually really nice out Sunday. Yeah. And then let's see, today, actually maybe it was Monday. Maybe it was Monday I rode. Shoot, I don't know. Today's Tuesday. And then the weather rained. It rained all day today. I think it's raining most of tomorrow. And then it looks like our next best available day to do anything will be Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday is supposed to be looking good.
Mm-hmm.
The weekend's supposed to be looking good too.
Oh, is it? I didn't see that.
Friday night's supposed to be chance of little rain, but little rain in the morning, and then it's supposed to clear up.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Saturday and Sunday looks nice. You're right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so maybe we'll have a good weekend.
Hopefully it's a good weekend because I'm on vacation. Hopefully. I want to ride.
I got to work, but yeah, it'll be good for you.
Yeah, but vacations are good. This is my first one I've took this year that's been this long. I usually just take a weekend off or something like that, but
sure, yeah, I get you. Yeah, you usually do take weekends off. I called you the weekend warrior, remember?
I tried to be the warrior. I want to win the war of weekends.
Right. You gotta go through the battles first. That's for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, so you went to, I guess Indian, right? And you looked at something. What'd you look at?
I looked at the Shotgun 650 again.
Northern Kentucky Indian, and they have Royal Enfield there.
Yep.
And you looked at the 650. So what do you think about that bike?
Man, I tell you what. Let's start with the fact that they're all sold. Let's just say that they've sold them all.
You think it's anybody listening to our podcast?
I think there could be a chance. I mean, the irony of how many they've sold and how many Royal Enfields they've sold just in the last couple of weeks, it blows my mind.
Yeah, most of them are. Yeah, go ahead.
I know that the price point is definitely, a good price point, but man, they've been selling Royal Enfields like crazy. And I'll just show a blip of this screen here of the shot, and you can see that Shotgun 650 right there is already sold.
Is that the color you like?
No, I want the blue one, but they sold it already too.
Okay.
They had two gray ones, a white one with the black trim, which really is I guess the premium. They've sold it, and then they sold the blue one. And then if you come down here and look at, they've sold a Super Meteor. They sold a white Hunter 350, which is no longer on the screen. It's already gone. So grand total, I'm counting that they've sold about 6 bikes here in about 2 weeks, which I think is pretty strong.
Man.
Just out of Royal Enfield. So if you ask me, I think they're doing something right with that. So.
Well, they're the only dealer I think around here other than Lexington that has Royal Enfields. I don't even know. I think they got Royal Enfields. Yeah, they do. Because I went down there and I did sit on one, and I had a picture of me on it, and I think it was a Meteor. And,
a Meteor.
What size
Meteor
is the
350.
350.
350.
Yeah. And it looked like a bicycle I was riding.
For you, you're a big guy. But that Super Meteor would be more fitting for you size wise.
So what's the specs on the Royal Enfield?
Which one? The Shotgun?
Yeah. So give us some
Well,
specs.
it's got the 650 cc motor in it. I don't know. I mean, I think it weighs like 520 pounds, something like that.
Do you have it pulled up? I mean, it should have some specs on it.
Yeah, I got it. It has a seat height of like 29 inches.
So it's perfect for you.
Pretty much, yeah. So let me pull this up a little bit direct and we'll get some better. I mean, like I said, they've already sold them all, so we have to wait until they get more in. It's got Bluetooth available. It's got the mobile app connection, which is nice. That's a nice feature for a $7,000 bike.
Yeah. Still injected.
Yeah, of course. And then it's got the parallel twin, like I said, 648 cc engine. And then it only boasts 47 horsepower, but if you think about that, that equals the exact same horsepower that the Harley-Davidson Iron 883 had. So that's actually pretty strong for a 650 motor.
Yeah.
And then if you go down and look, like I said, I'm pretty sure it weighs about, it's got a 31.3 seat height. So it's a little bit on the higher side on the seat height. Which I kind of like those kind of bikes. Those are the kind of bikes I like to ride anyway. I like being sitting up higher. And then weight wise, like I said, I'm pretty sure it comes in the 500 pound. If I can find the weight on here, should give a wet weight here somewhere.
I mean, it looks like a nice bike. I mean,
yeah,
just too small for me.
530 pounds wet. So yeah,
530 pound.
530 pounds wet.
Now,
so,
does wet mean gas or no gas?
It means fueled. It means all your oils, your gas, everything. Yeah.
And what's the size of the tank?
I just had that. I think it was 3.4 gallons, maybe.
3.4. So I mean, I imagine that thing's got some good gas mileage, right?
I believe it gets like 52 miles a gallon, something like that.
So you can go basically 280 miles on one gas tank.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah, a couple hundred miles.
Unless you're going on the highway, right? So because you got it maxed out RPM, right? Going 60, 70 miles per hour.
Right.
So it's not a bike that you want to probably take on the interstate, or is it just an inner city bike?
Oh no, I think this bike would be perfect on the interstate.
Okay.
I think it'd be a good interstate bike. Now, unlike the Hunter 350 that doesn't have a lot of get up and go to it and a lot of power, this bike's, plenty. You can travel 75, 80 miles an hour with this bike, no problem.
It's got inverted forks too.
Yeah. I mean, it literally is for $7,000 to come with everything it comes with. Yeah, I'll bring it up.
Yeah, it's a beautiful bike. Now, can you go? I mean, are you able to go to Royal Enfield? The website.
Sure.
Let's get a better because they always have the best pictures. Northern Kentucky Indian, ride Northern Kentucky. You guys could get pictures better. Get some better pictures. I mean, I think cell phones could actually do better. I don't know what kind of phone they're using or what camera they're using, but they got a lot of glare on their motorcycles. They're not too close. They don't got no front views to them. I mean, I know they're selling like crazy, so that doesn't really affect it. But I'd rather, if I was a person looking on their website and I wanted to look at their motorcycle, I mean, maybe they got some limitations. Maybe they can only put one picture at a time. I don't know. But
my gut tells me that a lot of it is they get it out of the back room from putting it together and assembling it, take it right out to the floor, snap a picture, and move on. That's what I pretty much think that's what they do. But let me share this Royal Enfield site with you here. And I think well, wait, let me make sure I get the right one. Here we go. This is what we want. I mean, they do a heck of a job showing this thing, man. That's the white one I was talking about that they've already sold. Basically, they've had the 3 color options so far. The only one they haven't received that I'm aware of is the green one.
All right, can we stop the video? Can we go down a little bit or something?
Yeah. I can scroll down.
Give me a seizure.
Will it?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, I love it, man. I think it's great. I like how they did it.
Well, I like your video, but it was just going back and forth over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
you got to scroll down. It's kind of a scrolling system. The way there's the white one.
So you like that one the best, or?
And it, yeah. If I can get it to stop here, it'll show you the customization. Watch how you can take off the back. You can make You can make it look 3 different ways.
That's more of a cafe bike.
Yeah, you can turn it from a cruise style to a cafe. Yeah, I like it a lot, man. It's really just a home run bike for Royal Enfield. I mean, I watched a video earlier today. A guy was talking about the Shotgun 650, but his big thing that he was talking about is how people in the United States don't really realize how big Royal Enfield is. They're actually larger than Harley and Indian combined.
Mm-hmm.
They sold over 10 million motorcycles. I mean, that's a lot.
So how much is this shotgun?
So the base model $68.99, which is that gray one we were just looking at. If you go into the blue and the green, those go, and basically the price changes are just for the color.
Mm-hmm.
The blue and the green go up to $69.99, and then this white one I believe is $70.99. So it's like $7,100 for the white one.
So do you think that maybe the reason why they sell so many is the price?
100%. I mean, you're getting a lot of bike for right around $7,000. Now, obviously, you're going to have your dealer fees. You're going to have taxes and things of that nature. It's going to put you up closer to $8,000 by the time you're said and done to walk out with it. But for $8,000, you're getting a twin engine that has pretty good power, comfortable ride. You can customize it to there's no limit to the customization you can do to it. And then it comes with some pretty good tech for an $8,000 bike. I mean, to get tech like that on a Harley or an Indian, you're looking at $13,000 to $18,000 minimum, to get you that kind of tech.
Mm-hmm. So are you going to sign up for a test ride? Maybe on Thursday?
They don't have any to ride.
I'm sure they might get some in.
Well, I'm hoping.
Maybe they got someone in the back right now.
Well, I've got Shane down there. I messaged him yesterday, and I forgot that they were closed on Mondays because they were off Sunday, Mondays.
Me before he's texted me back. Yeah.
Yeah. So I expect to hear back from him probably, soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he told me he'd keep me in the loop when a blue one came in because that's the one I was most interested in. Mm-hmm. But then again, after seeing that white one on there, man, that white one really pops too. I like the way that looks too.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it's a beautiful bike. It's just too small for me. It might be perfect for my wife. I mean, I can probably trade the Vulcan S for that.
Do you think she would like that seat height though at 31 inches?
Yeah, she would love it. Yeah, she'd
be all right with that.
Yeah, she's 2 foot taller than you.
No, she's not. Stop it.
Oh my gosh, I love it. We gotta have some. Some jokes in this thing, right? So
yeah. But I would definitely like to see her come down there and take a look at it if they get one in. I'd like to see her, because I could see her on that bike. I think it's awesome.
You work early in the morning?
When?
Tomorrow.
What day? No, I work late tomorrow.
So maybe we'll go over there tomorrow. Maybe they'll have something. Maybe they'll have one in the back. They haven't unpackaged yet.
Yeah, maybe we could talk to them. Yeah. Call them in the morning before we go. Or we could go Thursday. Like I said, I'm off Thursday.
So they sold how many?
So they've sold 4 of those in basically 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. Okay. And then they've sold a Hunter 350, a Super Meteor, and I want to say, so that's 6 right there. I know for sure they've sold 6 bikes in 2 weeks.
I mean, it's a bike for a smaller structured or statured person, right? It's a good, probably beginning bike for anybody.
It's a very good entry level bike. Yes, absolutely.
Even if you're a pretty good size person. I mean, I think I watched a video of a guy with 5'9", 5'10". I mean, he looked normal on it. I mean, I think when you get about 6'3", it's starting to look kind of like too small for a
well, I think that's where that Super Meteor would fit taller riders because they can stretch their legs out. It's got the forward controls, kind of like a traditional Harley in that.
But it's only the 350 cc.
No,
right?
No, it's 650.
Oh, it's a 650.
It's a Super Meteor. Yeah. It's
a Super Meteor. Okay.
Yeah, it's got the exact same engine as the Shotgun does.
Show us a picture of that one.
Here, sure. Let me get that up real quick.
Yeah, I think my wife would probably like that because the mid controls on the Shotgun. I mean, she was really interested in that, and also the Kawasaki. What's that new emulator?
The Eliminator.
Yeah, she wants to see that one. So maybe they have that one at.
They do. They have 2 of those at Collins. We could go over there and look at those. Yeah, they do. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we could definitely go over and take a look at that.
So maybe I'll get up early in the morning, go over there.
Let me see if I can get the Super Meteor up here real quick for you. So here's a kind of a look at the Super Meteor. Let me get that for you.
Yeah, it's but yeah, the emulator. Look at that. I think that looks actually better. I like that bike.
But
better.
see, that one, the legs stretch out, so that would be more fitting for you.
Yeah.
Because it has the stretched out legs.
Mm-hmm.
And again, these are gorgeous bikes, and I'll show you their premium. If you look at their premium, if I can get it to come up.
Interstellar.
Now this one comes in more color. This one comes in a lot more color options than the Shotgun does. So this is the one I really liked when they had it, and that's what it looked like. It's just a gorgeous bike. Yeah. So, and that one starts at $7,500, but you get the windshield and you get the back seat rest and all that.
And you bought a Hunter instead.
Well, yeah, that was a year ago. These weren't out or available.
Oh, okay.
When,
yeah, gotcha. Yeah. So when did they start coming in America? Do you know?
Well, Royal Enfield, I'd have to look that up. I want to say
some, like the last.
It's not
5
been
years?
that long. I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's not been that long. It could be a deal too where they've been in the USA for a little bit. They just are now starting to gain traction in the USA, where they're really starting to move some bikes.
Yeah.
But where they come from, they're from India. If anybody doesn't know, and dude, they sell so many bikes over there. Everybody on the road over there is riding a Royal Enfield bike, just about.
So the original Royal Enfield was in Britain.
Correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
And then Indian manufacturer bought them, right?
I guess.
Then moved them to
India.
India. But I think they're still based out of Great Britain, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe. I mean, I'd have to do more research on their complete back history. I mean, they've been around since like 1903, I think.
That's some of the things that we need to work on is basically that, because we can have a whole a video of the history of Royal Enfield.
Of these manufacturers and their rides. Yeah,
and I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should.
And we could do the
together.
same thing with Harley, and then we could do the same thing with Indian, and we
can and have segments of that. Yeah, that would be great.
That'd be probably our next step in these podcasts. Don't you guys?
We just got to put a little bit more into it.
Yeah.
And I think they would. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys would enjoy that. But anyway, well, that's cool.
Yep,
that's awesome. So I actually went to Queen City Harley-Davidson.
Yeah.
Tracy.
I know. I'm jealous. I wish I could have went with you. I was supposed to go with you, but you didn't call me.
I did take. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I waited.
Well, you had to do your wife's garden.
I had some work to do.
You had a honeydew list.
I did. I had to till the garden, cut the grass. I had work to do. Yeah.
So I called the night before and I said, "Hey, what's the plan?" Because he wanted to do something. And he said, well, I heard something in the background. It was like a woman that was saying, he's not going anywhere. He's got a honeydew list. And, and then
that woman was my wife.
Yeah. And then I said, well, what if because it was still daylight. I said, what if he went and did the honeydew list right now? Would he be allowed to go?
Allowed to go.
And she had, it was silence. So
it was silence.
So I knew
she was looking at me and I was looking at her, and she's like, I don't care what happens as long as that gets done.
So, I wanted to do something with Tracy on Monday, but as time, because then next morning, my wife got an email and she had to do a couple things. So it took about 2 hours on. And then you text me and said, what's on the list? What do you want to do? And I was thinking, oh, you got your garden plow.
Right.
And you text back, no.
Oh, I didn't get it done. No, I was too tired, man, by that point in time in the day, man.
So then
we're talking 7:00 at night.
Then
I was already ready for bed.
And then reality set in because there was a little distance between text messages, and he started getting guilty. And guess what? What did Tracy do on Monday?
What do you mean?
What did you plow the garden?
Well, heck yeah, I plowed the garden.
That's right, because you had to get it done. Your wife, your boss.
That's right, man. The boss spoke, and I had to listen.
The boss told you to get your ass and get that done, and you did.
Remember the old saying goes, man, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
But I took care of it. Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll go somewhere this week. We'll try to.
I think Thursday I'm free. You're free, so we might hit Indian up and maybe go to Collins and look at those eliminators too.
So maybe we'll do that. What do you work on Friday?
Late.
late again. So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then Saturday you worked late, and then Sunday
Mhm.
you're probably working late too. So
Correct.
gosh, that sucks. But anyway, so I
It
go to
does.
Queen City and I talked to a salesman called a salesman named Austin.
Yeah. Austin. Yeah.
Pretty nice guy. He's local, and I didn't realize that Queen City is actually a local dealership owned. Now I don't know if the one like High Stakes is. I think it's like a network owner.
I think High Stakes has got like a 3 network Buckeye and what is that? High Stakes, Buckeye, and what's the other one called? There's 3 of them. Sin City.
Sin City. Yeah, Sin City.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there, and then and the one up there, Pony Keg, I think it's the largest Harley-Davidson owner owns that one. I think they're based out of California.
Like a group. Oh, okay, like a big group.
And not to knock on any of the Harley-Davidsons. So I go up there, and every one of them is from, like, one is from North Carolina, the salesman. You know, the manager's from, California. I mean, these guys are like transplants, from
all over.
From all over. Now,
Wow.
Queen City, they're not. I mean, Austin is actually from this area.
Okay.
And he actually listened to the podcast, I think last night. He said, some good things about it. I mean, he didn't say anything negative. That's a good thing.
Well, that's always a good thing. Yeah.
He actually lives.
Now, is this the owner
Indiana.
you're talking about, or is this just the guy that was working there?
Just a salesman, just a guy working there.
Salesman. Okay. Yeah. But did you get to meet the owner that day or yesterday or no?
No, he did make a comment. And he said, and he looked over there and he said, when I talked to the owner, I was like, the owner? Yeah, you talked to the owner. So that kind of made me curious. Is like, wow, this is a different Harley-Davidson in Cincinnati. I mean, that means it's actually locally owned, which is pretty cool.
Which is cool.
I would rather spend my money at a locally owned dealership if I was going to trade in my Indian. I mean, I did look at some CVOs. They didn't have the ST that was the black one that you saw. It was sell pending. I think somebody probably ordered that one. Yeah,
that's nice.
And it was already sold. But my wife looked at that whiskey ST Low Rider.
Okay. The Low Rider ST.
Yeah, she loves that bike.
That's a gorgeous bike. Yeah. Now, did she look? Are you talking about the Bourbon Burst or whatever it's called?
I guess I call it. Oh well,
this bike.
Actually,
the
CVO
here?
is called whiskey. Yeah, but yeah, that one right there. That's the one she looked at. Yep.
Yeah, that thing is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
There's no way they're gonna be holding on to that very long. I wouldn't think.
Nope, that's right in the front door.
Tobacco Fade is the paint scheme. It's called Tobacco Fade.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what it is. So she likes that one. The whiskey is actually on the CVO.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
But it's a very nice. It's a very nice bike.
Oh man,
but
I would buy it tomorrow if I could.
But I I made a mistake and I opened up the saddlebags, and I said,
"Wait, to Low Rider ST."
Yeah, and I didn't really like the design of it, and then my wife looked at it and she says, "I don't like that either."
So what was the deal with it? What was wrong with it?
So bring that picture back up.
Okay, sure.
And hey, this is my preference and her preference. I mean, I'm sure
you're just talking about the bike specifically, right?
So you see where the exhaust is?
Mm-hmm.
So that saddlebag right there is a lot shorter and smaller. Okay. Now go to the other side. Go to that second picture. Yeah, right there. Click on that one. See, there's no exhaust there, so that actual saddlebag is actually bigger.
Oh, that's weird. So there's 2 different size saddlebags on it?
Yeah. Well, which is not a bad thing. They're just accommodating the exhaust on the other side. Now
they look the same. They look the same when you.
No, they're not. They're see, there's a back picture.
I trust
you.
Yeah, right
there.
Let's look at here.
So it's slightly smaller. Now, I think in the future maybe they might be able to do a dual exhaust and put exhaust on both sides, and then the saddlebags could be both same size. Now, if you look at the saddlebags, you see that gray part that it's horizontal or vertical,
right?
You can say.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see a difference in it.
Well, they open sideways, not upwards, so they kind of like open like this, and they got some netting in there, so it kind of keeps all the stuff from falling out and stuff like that. But I just wasn't aware that the saddlebags were like that. But it's a beautiful bike, and my wife loves it. She just didn't
I
like
mean,
the
it
saddlebags.
is. It's just absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Now it doesn't have the tech that like
I like the
Bluetooth.
enthusiast collection there.
Yeah. Yep. So if you're interested in a Low Rider ST, it's a locally owned company, Queen City Harley. Right?
I mean, like I said, I'd be up there tomorrow if I could buy it. I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. But then I went, what I was really there for is I wanted to see the CVO.
You wanted to see, hold on, I'm going to show it.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, the Copperhead.
Yeah.
This thing is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just look at that thing.
Yes. Now, once again, I mean, these dealership pictures, I mean, I don't know if they come from cell phones or something like that. I think I can actually do a better job because I mean, I've done this, for a living, but these pictures don't do this bike justice.
Right. No, they don't.
The collar is actually a little bit off. It's as you can see right on that gas tank, you see the gas tank at the very top of the gas tank. It's like a more orange. It's more of an orange collar, that bike is, but it is metal flakes, so I can see it happen. It's got the speakers on the back on the saddlebags, and also, I mean, that's a CVO. So one of the couple things I would have to change on this is I'd have to change the seat. The handlebars might be perfect for me because I kind of like the handlebars like that.
So wait, you didn't like the seat on it?
Well, I'd have to get a fat seat in the back for my wife. She likes comfortable seats, and I would get the trunk on the back of it that would match it, and so it would be I had to get a different seat for that because that seat actually is 2 parts. And you go back.
I can see that. Yeah, I see that where it's got to separate right here.
Yeah, so I would have to get a different seat for that. Get some floorboards for the passenger. I would get the touring package on it.
Right.
But yeah, it's a very nice bike.
I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, if you're looking for it, I mean, it's completely redesigned. I mean, look, man, I tell you,
these grips that are on here, they're kind of very similar to my Adversary collection on my Nightster.
Yeah,
and actually they are the exact same ones. Just mine's orange and these are gray. My question is that something that the dealer added on, or is that just part of the CVO package?
I think it's part of the CVO package. I've seen them on all of the bikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a little 5 miles on the bike total right there. It's just an absolutely gorgeous bike. It's got look at the brake pads, nice. I mean, it just matches.
Now, if you go to the clutch side,
let me see if I got a shot of that.
The shifter side. Sorry, shifter side.
I don't think they have a shot of the shifter side. There's a little bit of it.
Yeah. So when I test drove one of these bikes a few weeks ago at the high stakes, my foot got caught on the actual underneath the shifter. Now, I'll talk about my boots here in a minute, but I have some very nice boots, and they're very thin because I like how they kind of form around my foot. But my foot is 14 inches, and from shifter to what they call it, what they call it, the backward shifter. I can't remember what they call it.
I'm
but anyway,
not sure.
My foot just barely fits in between both of them. The back shift, whatever it is, I can't remember what the darn thing's called, but my foot is from toe to heel fits perfectly in between, so there's no give. Okay. So when I was at a stop sign, and
this is on the test ride.
The test ride of the regular the new
Road Glide
version. Yeah. Now the thing, the difference between the 2024 Road Glide and the CVO, the CVO has inverted forks. I think there's some more tuning to the rear suspension, and you also actually don't have to take the saddlebag off to change the suspension in the rear. And there's a lot of upgrades that you get, like the floorboards, and the brake pedal, the handle, the handlebars.
Right.
But it's a beautiful bike. But when I test drove that bike, stopped at a stoplight, and I couldn't, because you're trying to, sometimes you want to, put your foot down on the ground, right?
Well, you should.
Yeah, especially on that side, because you want to hold the brake, because I was going up a slight hill. Yeah. And my foot got caught out of there, and I couldn't, get on the ground fast enough. I mean, I didn't lay the bike over; it wasn't even close to that. But it just kind of made me wary of it, you know.
Right.
So I got my foot on the ground, and I got my foot back in, and then weigh my ankle because I kind of my mind kind of reset itself, and it said, you know, you got caught underneath it last time. I'm going to move your foot a little bit like this, you know.
Yeah.
So then I missed the gear,
which is definitely not good.
Yeah, no. So I figured it out pretty quickly. But you're going up a hill. It's not the best thing to do. But
that's not the best thing to do.
Yeah. So after that, I didn't have incidents.
Yeah. Now my question is: do you find your nerves elevated when you're test riding a $35,000 bike?
Oh, you know, not really.
I mean, you don't feel like a little adrenaline, like, man, if I screw this up, or if I screw up, you know, anything like, what kind of waiver forms are you signing when you do that stuff?
I think you're signing your life away.
Oh, shit.
Because they're not going to pay for you getting, I mean, you know, your insurance, it's kind of dissolves them from any medical bills probably, and that kind of
liabilities
stuff.
And all that kind of stuff.
And also, you know, they pay for the bike and stuff like that, probably all the damages or something like that. I don't think you have to, because I mean, stuff happens, right? Or they
Harley lets you leave the lot, right? You can leave the lot.
Oh yeah, we rode all the way around. It probably was about a 5-mile track. That we went on the interstate. We got off the exit. We went down towards your house. We got on a couple back roads, and we were going pretty fast. I mean, we were just going some curves. So the bike was perfect around the curves. Everything was fine. The center of gravity is much better on the newer version of this bike.
Great.
And it just felt really good.
Well, then you need to buy one. It's time.
It's time.
We got to quit talking and start walking.
yeah. But I like I said, I love the Indian, and I'm kind of devoted to them. You know, unless something works out on this bike, or if I've
now you are still talking to this guy about this bike, right? You still working stuff out?
He invited me to a bike night on Thursday the 30th of May. I just gotta get that night off. I might go up there.
So a couple weeks.
And I might call him tomorrow, and I worked on a spreadsheet because you know how I am. And I was looking at this, looking at that, and I said, okay, I'll send you the spreadsheet. Can you work with this and tell me what you can do? And we'll see.
So you're working, you mean numbers and stuff like that? You're talking about
I'm working numbers. They're not working any numbers.
Oh, I know you're working
my math is totally different than a dealership math.
You got to remember, I've been with you when you bought an Indian, and you almost gave that guy a heart attack, man.
Yeah, that guy retired.
He did retire. That guy was sweating the entire day, man. I've never seen anybody sweat like that before in my life working on a job.
Yeah, but when you're talking about something that's
of money.
Yeah, a lot of money. You're talking about you're going to be financing for a long period of time unless you put a lot of money down. But yeah,
I mean, you definitely put him through the ringer, though.
Yeah, and man, after you talked to me about it, after I thought about it for a couple of days, I started feeling really bad. But then I called, like 6 months later, and I said, hey, is Mike still there? And can I talk to him? And he said, no, he retired.
I guarantee it was because of you.
It's like,
he's like, I can't deal with guys like that no more.
No, this guy's ridiculous. I'm done with this guy.
Oh my gosh, man. Well, how many hours were we there that day that you bought that bike? We were there about 6 hours, 8 hours. It was a long time.
The problem was I wasn't there to buy a bike.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
And I was trying, and God, I just need to say, I kind of pissed these guys off a lot, but they pissed me off too.
They did.
And
they did.
These salesmen just are ridiculous. And
they're ruthless. Yeah,
they're ruthless
when it comes to sales.
And Austin actually was, he never pressured me at all.
That's good. That's good.
I mean, he did send me a text message the next day, and then he told me he listened to the podcast, and then he said, we do have some financing options and stuff like that. So he didn't go crazy. He just said, hey, listen, here's a door open, and CG, I opened the door, and I thought that was nice of him. And maybe he'll listen to this one too, and maybe he'll know that we're talking about him. So, but anyway,
I'm sure he will.
He's only been there, I think, 6 months. So
he's fairly new with Harley.
Well, no, he's been at a different dealership, but he's been new to that one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's only been at that location for 6 months. Got ya.
So I mean, I guess I can say that he moved to Florida. He was there for a while. Then he moved back to Indiana.
Why would you move back to here?
Because his family's
from
here.
Florida. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Again, why would you move back from Florida?
yeah, but I got some friends down in Florida. Okay,
Yeah.
and this is another story we'll talk about here in a minute.
Well,
But
I don't want to pass up on the Indian deal. I want to go back to that day that you put that guy through the ringer. I want to talk a little bit about something that happened that day.
okay, what happened that day?
So you had the bike, that you wanted. It was the Chief?
Yeah,
I think it was the
Indian
Chief.
Chief. Yeah.
Indian Chief.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all excited. The guy was all excited because he thought he was going to make a sale that day, right then and there. He thought he had you from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as time moved on, he realized he didn't have you. But then it got to the time where it was like time for Chris to test ride this Chief and take a look at this Chief. And what happens on the test ride? It was before the test ride.
Oh,
They bring it out of the showroom. They have it sitting out in the parking lot ready for you, nice and ready to go, gassed up, ready to go. What happened, Chris, when you got on that bike?
It would not idle. I mean,
it died.
It died, yes.
And I'm like, this is not a good sign.
Yeah, it wasn't a good sign. And I wanted the Indian dark horse. I didn't want that bike.
Yeah.
And this is one of them things, and viewers, okay. I guess I'm gullible a little bit sometimes, but I work in retail and I try to be nice. And nice people get burned at dealerships. Okay.
They do. That is true.
Exactly. So
they do.
If you're going in there just to look for a motorcycle, walk in there, walk the out. Okay. I didn't say it. I didn't say the word. So
I know.
Walk out. Okay. You can talk to them, but continuously get closer to the door. Okay. Because they're like got a fishing rod out and they just keep on casting and keep on casting. And guess what happens to you?
100% true.
What happens to you? You get, instead of getting closer to the door, you're getting farther from the door. And so next thing you know, you're sitting at the table and you're writing these things out and you're like, hold on a second. What is this? Oh, this is a credit application. What? I just said I was going to buy this bike. Well, we're going to see what you can get. I was like, no. That's not what I mean.
This is what you did to that guy that day, though. And you actually did walk out the door about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I did. We went to Harley.
We went to Harley. Yeah, we walked down the street because Harley's right down the street from him.
Yeah, because believe it or not, because he looked like he was hungry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had to go to lunch. So I said, you know what? Go to lunch, and I'm going to go down to Harley.
He didn't want us to leave, though. He did not want us to leave that building.
No, he didn't. And then when I come back, they have it sitting out.
Yeah,
for me to test ride, and that's when the issues happened. But
that's when it died.
Yeah, that's when it died. But I still bought the damn thing.
I know. I was sitting there thinking I couldn't believe because when it died, I thought for sure that was the end of it for you. Like you were gonna be like, nope, I'm not buying this bike. But you ended up doing it.
Yeah, it's one of them progression things also. So I started with a Vulcan S. It was just too small, but I could ride it really good. I mean, I went to riding school back in the day, and I learned a lot of things at a Harley-Davidson riding school. And I actually found the picture. I'm gonna bring that picture down on the next podcast so I can show all the people that I went to school with.
That'd be funny. That'd be cool.
I don't know about fun.
Now, do you have less gray hair?
Oh, hey, listen. We had them like motorcycles that were like, I think they're Scrams or something. I don't know what they were called, but they're actually like nabbies, right? That you ride on. So I just dwarfed this bike. I mean, it was like a little tricycle.
So it's like you on a Grom or something, or the Navy. Yeah, I got you.
It's like that picture I sent you today, with my wife.
Yeah, that was hilarious, by the way.
I think I was on Messenger, right? I think I said that.
Yeah, I think so. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it was. It was freaking funny as hell. But gosh, where is it? I don't know where it's at now.
Here, I'll put it up by the camera and see if people can see that.
Yeah. So that's my wife's new bike. Yeah, she loves it.
That was hysterical, man.
Yeah, she traded hers in and she got that bike today. She wanted mid controls, right underneath her feet.
She got mid controls, all right.
Hell yeah, she did. That's a damn good bike too. And I mean, it goes about 15 miles per hour if you really pedal fast enough.
Well, I bet you if she got a good downhill start, she might be able to get, it's just hysterical. Yeah.
But, I guess we need to talk about on another podcast the buying process. I mean, because it's a stressful thing. If you're not going in there
It
to buy
is
a bike,
stressful.
and you buy a $30,000 bike, it can make a big impact, especially these days.
That-
You know,
Go ahead.
especially these days, if you bought a bike, you know, $32,000, and that's a $500 payment, $600 payment,
At
$700
least,
payment,
depending on the interest rates
it's-
right now. Yeah.
basically, and how many years you go. I mean, you could be stuck with that
Right.
bike for 36 months,
See,
72
that's the part that
months,
cracks me up
84.
is how they lay the papers down in front of you and
Yeah.
just say, here's your monthly payment.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, how many months? And then they'll say, you know, whether it be 60, 72, 80, Harley even goes up to 84, I think.
Mhm.
And then you start multiplying that out and you're like, this is $35,000 for by the time I pay this loan off.
Yeah.
So you really have to pay attention to the numbers and really focus on that.
So the first bike I bought was a Kawasaki Balkan S. I did not listen. I did not learn anything from that. You know,
Mhm.
I was, because I have this friend called Tracy, and he's always, you gotta get the best bike. Yeah, get the next bike. Yeah, get the next bike. Cause this guy's got 6 bikes. And
That's the way I am.
and I was like, I don't need 6 bikes. I just need
No.
1 actually. And so I got 2, but I need to get rid of the Balkan S.
Well, you were thinking that the Vulcan S was going to become your wife's bike, and it just didn't work out. She just doesn't feel
She
comfortable
just
with it.
didn't like it.
And that's fine because that's not a bike she picked out,
And the one thing we don't talk about is the dealer fees.
Right. Dealer fees are on everything, yeah.
And that kind of kills your resale value really fast.
Because you're still paying for that.
You're still paying for that. So if you're buying a 7,000, let's say the
The
Balkan
Royal
S
Enfield,
or Royal Enfield,
yeah.
you're buying a 7,000 motorcycle. They're gonna have like $1,400 worth of fees, and
Something like
then they're
1,000
gonna
to
have
14.
taxes on top of that. It's whatever your state is, 7%. I think Kentucky is actually 6%. It's wherever you live at, though.
Right.
So that's another burden on the
But
bike.
you're going to be somewhere between $1,500 to $2,000 over the MSRP, and you already know that the bike's not valued at the MSRP, so you're looking at your $3,000 or $4,000 in the hole just right off the jump.
So let's just say you put $3,000 on your bike, okay, as a down payment.
As a down payment, yeah.
Okay, and you're paying $3,000 worth of fees and taxes. All right, how much is that bike? Day one, retail.
Right.
Okay, so let's just say in 6 months, Kawasaki, what do you call that? Depreciation? What do you call it when it
Depreciation.
Yeah, depreciation. I can't even talk. Anyway,
That's okay.
It goes down. Your retail still, the bike is still this amount, right? So you still can't trade it. You can't trade it.
No.
Then if you do trade it, you're underwater.
You're
right?
losing, right?
Yeah, so you're gonna pay like $3,000. So let's say you have $3,000 for a down payment again. You get nothing. You need to.
You just keep washing out,
Yeah.
washing out.
So it's a bad deal. All right. So I didn't learn my lesson. I did the same thing on the Chief. I actually put some money on it, but these dealer fees, you just gotta watch out for them, And then I did a pretty good job on the Chief, believe it or not.
Yeah, well, you worked that guy over. I think you got the best deal you could possibly get on a bike there. Yeah.
Because about almost a year later, I actually traded it in for the Challenger, and I put a couple $1,000, I mean, whatever it is, down on it also. So I'm in pretty good standing on that right now. So so if I did trade it, it's going to be very, very close to being even. If I was at a Harley-Davidson dealer. Okay. But if it was the Indian dealer, I would be like really close to even. But I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping Indian comes out with a better, command in the end of the year. I mean, hopefully they have a different screen. I think it's dated. That's the only thing that's really
Holding you back.
and I don't really like the actual Cyclops headlight on the front. I mean, I think they can design that a little bit better. But the problem is if they change it, it's probably gonna be looking really close to the Harley-Davidson.
Right.
So I don't know what they're gonna do.
Well, then the right thing to do is just go ahead and get the Harley and be done with it.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what you need to do, man. I'd like to see it happen.
Yeah, I bet you a lot of people would like to see it happen.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, if I could do it, I would be up there tomorrow to buy that ST. That ST is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I also know that it's going to be $30,000, and I just can't. I'm not doing that.
But
Uh,
yeah, financing a bike is, and I mean, unless you can pay cash, I mean, it's a totally different story then. I mean, if you win the
yeah, I mean,
lottery, you
you
can do
know,
whatever you want. You can have as
I
many
guess there's
bikes you
people
want.
out there that can do that. I'm not one of those people.
I just, I that's one thing I kind of just drives me nuts because I know because they got a lot of deals going on right now. So I know they can't.
Hmm.
They're not selling these bikes like I mean,
No,
unless there's somebody that has the money to
but
do it.
just this logo on this bike makes me excited.
Oh
Look at
yeah,
that logo. I mean, just look at it. That's
that's painted in
gorgeous.
there too. That's a
Is it?
paint job. Yeah, that's not.
It almost looks in 3D. Are you
It,
sure it's
it,
painted?
yeah, well, you're exactly right. I think it. I mean, I think it's part of the. It's got the same. I didn't really look at it, so I can't really say. But you're right. It does look 3D. It looks like it's sticking out.
Yeah, I think that's an emblem that they actually made and put on there. That
Mhm.
thing is just awesome.
So once you get a quote on there, and then trade all 3 of your bikes
Yeah,
and see what happens.
yeah. I mean, that's what I would do. I would go down to
Mhm.
one. That would be my ultimate goal.
And that would be the bike that you could actually travel with. You know,
Oh yeah,
if you wanted
absolutely.
to ride with us, with the Indian group,
Hmm.
if you wanted to ride with us, you could probably long distance ride with that.
Well, and that thing already comes with a fairing on the front end to block the window a little bit more too, compared to what I got right now. So yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think it's a full-on windshield and fairing like your Challenger has, but it's definitely better than what I got.
yeah, it is. But
Man, that thing's just gorgeous. Mm.
I do it, Tracy. Let's go there tomorrow.
Shit, I would need 10 grand down on that thing, man, to be able to make that work.
Possibly.
Hmm.
But anyway, you did do some riding. You got some beautiful bee footage, right?
Yeah. So I had some footage here that I was going to show. This was actually a ride that you and I were on together.
Mhm.
We took it, what was it, about a month ago, maybe 3 weeks
Mhm.
ago?
So,
So go ahead.
so this weekend, like you said, you went riding. Don't go full screen.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's right there. Maybe it won't be as chop. Well, I guess you have no choice because it's going to do
I don't
that.
have a choice. Yeah.
But and hopefully it doesn't come out too choppy. If it does, you're just gonna have to send me the footage, on Google Drive. But I did go out on riding on Sunday, like you did on Mother's Day. I went out to Brussels, Indiana. Oh, and that's another thing I want to talk about. So I went out to Brussels, Indiana, and and I came back, and I was going to go to what is it? On the river. What the heck is that? Restaurant on the river here. Restaurants on the river. But anyway, Cabana on the River. Okay. And it's a restaurant right on the river. And because my wife, we were going to eat dinner, and it's probably around 5:00. So I walk, I park my bike because they got a little biking area there to park your bikes. And I had my wife, she went up there and get a reservation, and she comes back and she says, no way that we're going to be eating here. I said, what? There's no way. I said, what they do, piss you off or something? No, she said there's 92 parties
Wow.
waiting.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
So this restaurant, which was Mother's Day, and by the way, happy Mother's Day for all the mothers out there.
Everybody out there, yeah.
Yeah, so it was 95 parties, man. I'll tell you what. But we're gonna take a ride out there because it's not like that all the time. I mean, I've been there where there's hardly no wait or anything like that. But we're gonna go out there, Tracy. We're gonna get you across the river on that bike, and and maybe we'll trade that one in across the river, and then on the way home, you can ride your ST to Cabana on the river.
That would be cool.
Yes, it would be. I think that's what we need to do.
I'll
But
tell
anyway,
you what,
I wanted to talk.
Here's what we'll do. You spot me 10 grand, and then
10
we're
grand?
there.
Okay. So I
I'm
have
just kidding.
50% interest rate.
Wow. So
Okay.
you're looking at 100,000 by the time I pay it back.
All right. So what I want to talk about now is that we like everybody to subscribe and like and share these videos. I should have said that
Yeah.
at the beginning. and maybe
Yeah.
I'll put like a video in the front. But we do have some groups, and then there's a new app that Cardo that actually owns, and it's called Riser. And I don't know why
Oh
it's
yeah, I
called
haven't
Riser.
joined it. Yeah, I haven't joined it yet. Sorry.
Riser, and there's a group on there, and it's to the public, Iron Pony Life, and there you can see the group rides that we're going to be doing in the future, and maybe like breakfast and bikes that we might do at a certain couple places in Cincinnati that we might be able to do some events in the future, and then we'll take a ride. And then I can actually set up rides on there and share them with everybody. And you'll know exactly where we're going to start at, what time, where we're going to stop. So it's going to be at this gas station in case something happens and you got out of the group. And then you can catch up. And then we'll stay there for like 15, 20 minutes, get off the bike, stretch your legs, eat a candy bar. And then we'll go to the next stop
Destination.
And then we'll head back and stop at another destination. Usually we'll do a loop. We'll do a loop, and we'll just go like straight to A and then B and then B to A and then back. Okay. So if you want to join, it's free to join. But if you want the paid version, right now it's only $29 a year. Okay. And you got options in there, and also you have friends lists. Okay, and you also got bike challenges. Okay, and it's also
all on the Riser app you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's also got GPS. And then also, if let's say you're going to meet us somewhere, okay, which I think this is the coolest part. So we're going to meet somewhere in Madison, Indiana, Tracy. Okay, and you are an hour behind us. Okay, something happened, or maybe you couldn't leave until like an hour. Okay, it takes us an hour to get to Madison. You can actually see us live on the trip where we're at. And you can see that if you're getting closer or if you're going to be there on time, and then you could message us, and say, listen, I'm about 5 minutes behind. Can you guys stay there at the gas station? And then we can meet up and you can start joining the group. So I think that's pretty cool. But you can actually see us live riding down you can have up to 10 people in the group.
So and it's all on that app.
It's all on that app.
Phone.
Yeah. And if you get the $29, for the year, they got a 25% off coupon on the thing for a Edge or whatever voice that you can get from Cardo, communication device that you can put on your helmet. You get 25% off. I'm pretty sure if that's what it said. And then that coupon is good for till the end of the year. So if you want to get a Christmas present or something like that to yourself or your birthday present, you can, get a cardio, we have the Pack Talk, right?
Yeah. The Pack Talk.
Yeah. Which is I think the best one that they actually make right now. But it's a communication device that's very crucial, if you're doing group rides that you can communicate. Because you never know, hey, there's a stick in the road. Somebody said, hey, there's a stick in the road. Watch out. Everybody knows you can do your hand gestures and stuff like that. Do your foot, say there's something on the road. But it's nice to communicate up to 10 people on the car. I think that actually Pack Talk, if you're all got the same unit, I think you can do a lot of communication.
Up to 50, I think.
It's something like that. But that's where we're at on Riser. I think it's, I guess, is that how you pronounce that name? R-I-Z-E-R?
I would assume so, yeah.
Okay, Riser. I don't know.
R-I-S-E-R, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they actually named it that app. It could have been something different, more related to motorcycles. But it's actually pretty cool so far. I used it on Monday. I'm sorry, not Monday, but Sunday, on Mother's Day, when I went out to Brussels, Indiana and back, and it tracked me. And the only thing it doesn't have right now is a CarPlay option, because some of the motorcycle apps I use, like River and stuff like that, have the CarPlay GPS on there, which I don't even use that at all. I use Waze most of the time because it gives me police and stuff like that, or potholes. People will put on there there's a pothole in the road and stuff. That's very beneficial. So I just use Waze, and I just use the motorcycle app on my phone. So, but anyway, we have a group on Riser. So come on, join it. It's free.
That's what
public.
I'm working on right now.
Okay, and we'll see you out there. So what do you think, Tracy? Are we done?
I think we did good, man. I think it was a good one.
I think it's a good one too. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Ride your ride,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and
Go look at those Royal Enfields when they get them, man. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with $7,000 for that bike.
and also tell them that you heard it from us.
From Iron Pony Life. Yep.
Yep. And then ride your ride. All right. I think we're done. Like, share, subscribe. We're at 37. We need to be 50 by the end of May.
We got 2 more weeks to make it.
2 more weeks. Come on, help us out with this goal. Share it with your friends. Let them know. I've got business cards coming. I'm going to start handing them out to motorcyclists when I go visit some of these events.
Yep.
But anyway, everybody have a good night, good day, good morning, good evening.
Enjoy the rest of your week.
Yeah, whenever you're listening to this.
Give me time, I'll be just fine. Thought I was worth leaving behind. I didn't find the come back better than ever, no matter the weather. Greater than ever, but let's do it better. I work hard to the sweat, I will not forget. Hard for the greatest I've ever done. I'm coming back better than before, but don't look at me, cause you close the door, so watch out and fear me now. I can get real mean if you sell me out. I can get real green, got me hulking now. I don't forget those things, don't hear me loud.